Have you wanted to go on a trip but had no one to go with, but you really wanted to go somewhere? Then this is for you. I'm 63, I'm Lottie, and I'm from Oklahoma. My job was terminated like about 3.5 weeks ago or so, and I'm currently unemployed, but I decided to take out some money from my 401k and go on a trip. I've always wanted to go on a trip. I'm like I said, I'm 63, and some people say, oh, well, you got one foot in the grave. No, I don't. I'm still here, and I am going to Spain. I chose Spain. I was thinking of Italy, Croatia, or Spain, and I chose Spain. Torremolinos, Spain. This area I've never been to. I have gone to Spain. I've gone to Barcelona. I've gone on trips with friends. We've been through Europe, but I've never gone by myself or made arrangements by myself. So this is going to be a first time for me, and I'm hoping to share some information of what I've learned so far so you can make your own journey on your own trip, on your own solo trip. For one thing, there are going to be people talking to you and saying, don't do it, it's going to be dangerous. You're going to have a lot of this trying to talk you out of it. Don't let them do it. Just keep them behind you where they belong and start your own journey. Figure out where you want to go and what you want to do while you're there. I'm going to give you the pointers that I've learned so far. I've written them down. Like I said, this is not a professional video. I've never done anything like this before, but I did want to share information for those of you who do want to go somewhere and have to do it alone. So the first thing that I did write down was passport and driver's license. The passport is very important. I think it's like 6 months or so that you have to have before it expires. Check into the passport for the country of what they're asking for. Also, driver's license. I live in Oklahoma, and you have to have a real ID on your driver's license, which is basically a star. You have to go through a process of providing information and this, that, and the other to get the real ID for your driver's license. Because if you don't get that, I'm telling you, you're going to end up, your trip to Spain is going to end up as far as getting to Tulsa International Airport. And that's as far as your trip goes. So you're going to make sure you have all the documents that you need, and that's required of you to move to the next step, which is getting to Spain. Watch YouTube videos and join groups from that country, which is very important because they'll tell you what to do, what not to do, what's safe, what's not safe. Speaking of safety, I watch videos too. There are pickpocketers everywhere, not just this country, but in other locations. But you don't want to keep your purse on the side. You don't want to keep your backpack, like keep your important papers in that little zipper that's back there. You don't want to keep money and stuff in there because these pickpocketers, they're amazing. They take your stuff like that and you don't even notice. One distracts you, talking to you or getting your attention this way while the other one's behind you grabbing your money or whatever you're aiming for. So, and they're very professional at it. So you don't want to chance it. Just keep your stuff in front of you, whether it's your purse, one of those side purse things, you just keep it in front of you. If you have a backpack, don't lay it on the chair where you're at a restaurant or on the ground. Make sure it's in front of you. If you have to put it on the ground, it's in front of you and you in between your legs where you can feel it, and zippers and all that stuff. Anyhow, make sure you're very observant with that. Another thing about countries is you want to respect their culture. Watch videos of do's and don'ts of the certain country that you're going to. For me, I plan to, because Morocco is so close, I'm going to be taking a ferry over to Morocco. So in learning about Morocco, even though I'm going to be there for a day, I learned, because I'm a left-handed person, I do everything. I eat with my left hand and all that stuff. But in Morocco, they see that that hand is unclean. That's what they use to clean themselves with. And so everything is done with your right hand. It's disturbing if they see you trying to eat with your left hand. Like sometimes they have a plate that's for everybody. And if you reach in there with your left hand to eat, I guarantee you nobody's going to touch that plate. So you have to eat with your right hand, and I'm trying to learn how to do that now. It's kind of weird, but picking stuff up and eating with your right hand, it just kind of feels not natural for me. So you want to respect their culture. So you want to, wherever you go, you want to look up and read up on it and watch videos and stuff of, what's acceptable and not acceptable. Just like in Italy, if you choose Italy and you're wearing a cutoff shirt, and shorts or whatever, in their church, if you're going to go to a church, you have to have your shoulders covered and your knees covered, just learn more about wherever you're going. So those are just some pointers. So that's what I did so far. Next thing I did was look for flights. The flights, there's so many apps you can go through, Priceline, all them. I tried to find the cheapest flight, and lucky me, since I'm going in off season, things are more cheaper. So I ended up going through Delta. Delta had the cheapest flight for me, and I'll be going there for 2 weeks, and I leave tomorrow to Spain. I return in the middle of January back to the United States. But yeah, I'm really excited. So I called the airlines and talked with them. And also, if you have any special, like I have a CPAP, I let them know about the CPAP. Some places, depending on what company you're with, some of them ask you have to fill out a form, of your medical equipment. So you need to look into that too. If you need wheelchair assistance, you have to let them know that too. That way they have a wheelchair available for you, and they'll be able to take you to the gate that you're going to be at. So that's very helpful. There are videos out there too for seniors, because there's seniors. Seniors get extra perk that a lot of people don't know about. So check out those videos if you're a senior. Another thing, I got medical, dental, and lost luggage insurance. I went through Allianz. I'll put their information down below, but Allianz offered the lost luggage and all that information, so I didn't have to purchase that through the Delta. It was already included in the medical dental insurance, so that was a cost that I didn't have to pay for. You have to look for places to stay. Since I'm going to be there for 2 months, I found an Airbnb smack dab in the middle of the city center, which was reasonably priced for me. I've been dealing with the host of the Airbnb by the name of Susanna. We've been just emailing each other back and forth through the Airbnb app, and she has been amazing. I've been asking her what I consider dumb questions, but she's been answering them. She's been telling me where the supermarket is. She's been telling me where to go, what to do. She's just been sending me so much information, and she has been fantastic. So thank you, Suzanne. You've been amazing. Anyhow, the next thing that I did was I found an app called Packr, which was free. This app has been great for me. It's basically a checklist, and it just gives you different sections, like as far as paperwork that's needed, passports, all the different paperwork. You just check off as you pack your stuff. Don't do all that, even though you have it like on the side to put, in your bag or whatever, don't check it off yet until you actually do put it in your bag. They have a clothing list. They have medications. It's just so much things. You just check off as you put stuff in your bag, and since I'm leaving tomorrow, I tried to wait as late as possible before I start packing, because you really don't know what the temperature is going to be like. Like, for example, I went on Torremolinos Life, and they were wearing shorts still. So, I'm not going to be doing that, because I noticed also on the Packr app, it gives you the weather for the week, day-night weather. And it's going to be like in the 60s and 50s. So I'm going to be wearing long sleeve shirts and things like that. Also, once you pack it, then you can check it off. There's also a section, underneath each section. If there's something that is not on there, you can also add. So you can add whatever you want to that Packr's list. So it's worked for me. Hopefully it'll work out for you, and it's free. So I'll put that down on the bottom. When you go to the airport too, there's another thing you have to learn. I've been watching videos. I'm trying to save you all the headache and grief from doing this. There are so many changes at the airport. They want to charge you for everything. Now they want to charge for your carry-on, and your carry-on has to be a certain height, width, and some airports weight. So you have to go by your airport, look and see what the dimensions are, and follow that, or else you're going to have to pay extra for your carry-on. Before, that used to be free in some places, but now your carry-on is being charged. Some are free still, but some you have to pay. So you have to really look and see which one, wherever airline you go to, you have to see what they offer and what they charge and the height, the dimensions, and all that stuff. So make sure you do that, or else you're going to be paying extra. Also, another thing that I've been watching, some videos are saying, oh, no, don't. Like, say, for example, since I'm going to Spain, they use euros. They don't use the U.S. currency dollar, the money. So some people have been saying, oh, don't buy any in the States while you're here because of the, currency charges and things like that. But, and wait till you get to the airport and use their ATM or go to their bank, and it's cheaper that way, and this, that, and the other. And then there's other videos saying to take the money of the country that you're going to. I tend to lean on that side, because what if, for example, you have everything on your phone, you have your credit cards on there too, in that little wallet that comes with your cell phone, and you go to the bathroom in the airport and you accidentally leave your phone there, and you jump on the plane and you get to your location and you're like, oh my God, where's my phone? So now you have no information and you have no money. So I suggest that you get some euros if you're going to Europe. And when you go to the bank, don't just think that you're going to go to the counter and say, oh, can I have some euros? Because that's not how it works. You have to actually literally order them, because they don't carry euros at the bank. They order them for you, and then they'll contact you to pick them up. So you need time to get all that done. It's not like I'll just run over there before I leave for my flight and go to the bank real quick and pick up some euros. It doesn't work that way. So make sure if you're going to take money, go to the bank in enough time for them to order them and for you to pick them up. Also, when you go to the airport, wear layers. Like, I'll be wearing a sweater, and I'll also be wearing a coat. If you're on the airport and it gets hot, you just take off your coat. You could use your coat as a blanket anyway, which is what I plan to do. There's lots of videos of what to do, not in the airport, all that stuff. You can look at, see it. But yeah, I've seen so many. I'm just like exhausted from these videos. It's been 3 weeks. Anyhow, so wear layers so you don't have, because that extra weight in your luggage is just you'll get charged if you're over the weight limit. You don't want to do that. So try to wear your heaviest stuff. That way, it takes away from the weight of your luggages. Make sure your bills are paid before you leave. If your house payments are due, your car payments are due, your heat, all that stuff, make sure that's all paid up ahead of time. That way, if you're gone for 2-3 months, however long you're gone, you don't come home and there's a note on your door saying, guess what? You no longer live here. So make sure your bills and everything are taken care of before you go. That's one less thing for you to worry about. If they're asking for immunizations, make sure you get the shots that you need before you go, because there will be another issue. You do not want to have issues before you go or try to get to a country of your destination. You want to make sure whatever they ask for, you have and you do. That way it's hopefully smooth sailing all the way there. Research the areas you want to travel to and check on the apps of the location for guided tours if you want to go. You can download the Get Your Guide app, visit a city app, or the Civitatis I can never say this word, Civitatis app. They on those apps they have like a whole. I'll put them all down on the bottom too. On those apps they have a whole bunch of different places you can go at the location that you're going to that you might want to see or visit. There's also guided tours. There's also free things you can do that because you have to schedule them all. You have to reserve them all, and then some are pay later or pay now or are free. So make sure you look into that and plan your trip before you actually go, because if you go there, you don't want to go there and be like, okay, now I'm here, so what do I want to do now? Because that's taking a whole bunch of time out of something that could have been already addressed. On my calendar, I have things that I want to do, places I want to go, and things I want to see. It's already all done. And so by the time I get there, I know on this date, I'm going to do this. And on that date, I'm going to do this. And, but don't do anything the day that you actually go. I've learned this from my last trip with my friend. We booked a trip to Rome. And the same day that we got there and got the hotel and everything, we had already planned a trip and paid for it to the Colosseum. So we were like exhausted. It was hot. It was extremely hot, and I thought she was going to pass out. But so we learned, don't plan a trip on the same day like that. It was just like, it was too much. It was way too much. So, and then the weather was like, the humidity level was out of this roof. I mean, it was crazy. So I was concerned for her. Anyhow, try not to plan a trip like that if possible. Let me see. Another thing I want to say is don't try to pack, like as soon as you decide you're going to go on the trip. Like for me, it's been, like I said, 3 months to 4 months, 3 weeks to like a month that I've been planning this. I was trying to wait as long as possible before I actually started packing, because you don't know what the weather's going to be like. Like for me, it's going to be easy because I'll be there when it's cold. So I know long sleeves and things like that. So I still have things that I have to check off. So before I leave, I'm going to give it one last run around tomorrow and make sure everything is checked off on my Packers list. And then I'll know I have everything that I need. So I'm going to do that. The last thing I want to mention is make hard copies and also save it on your cell phone. On your cell phone, I have a folder in my Yahoo email that I put Spain. So anything I get, any emails, reservation, whatever it is, I just drop into my Spain folder. That way, if I need to look something up, I don't have to start scrolling through all my emails trying to find it. I just go straight to my Spain folder, and just look at it for it in there, whatever information I need. I also have it on my phone. I have a little folder with all my Spain information, my flight, app, Delta, just everything, all the apps that I need, translation app, just everything is in my Spain folder on my phone. So I have it there. Also, not only that, but since everything is phone related and everything is on the phone, you also want to make hard copies. You want to make copies of your birth certificate, passport, driver's license, credit cards, Airbnb or hotel reservations, flight reservations, current credit card and bank statements, medical, dental, luggage coverage, immunizations, everything you could think of, you need to make a copy of. Because if you lose that cell phone, you have nothing. So if you have made those hard copies, you have documentation. And always keep that documentation with you. I keep it in a folder. I have everything listed. I'm anal like that. I have it listed by what it is. Reservations, immunization, just everything is just listed. And I have it in a folder and I have it with me, and it's going to always be with me. You don't want to put it in your luggage and then it gets shipped off, and then next thing you know, somebody's in your luggage. Ooh, I got all your information. So you want to keep all that stuff on you, with you. Also, when you go to the country that you're at, like I'm going to Spain, they're going to want to see that I can be self-sufficient while I'm there. So they'll be seeing, they can request my bank information, my credit card information to see if I have enough money to take care of myself while I'm there. They're also going to want to see my reservation of where I'm going to stay, my accommodations. Make sure, the dates match up, how long I'm going to be there, and things like that. Because they want to make sure that if you're going to be there for 2 months, after your 2 months, they can tell you, bye, Felicia. So you want to make sure that you have all the documentation to show them. Also, something new that's happening this year is that the passport stamp that they normally stamp your passport with, now they're moving to iris and fingerprinting. So now when you go to the airport, that's what they're going to do next. And then something else is they're going to do is that ETIAS, which isn't going to start until the fourth quarter, so I don't have to worry about that. But they are going to change it. They're changing the systems. They want to make sure that you don't overstay your welcome, and they're welcoming you into their country, but they're also going to be pushing you out when it's time to go. So you got to make sure that you have all the documents that you need to show that you can take care of yourself. That's basically what I have so far. But I want you to know that if you desire to go somewhere and have no one to go with, but are afraid to go, look at me. I'm 63 and I'm doing it. And I know you can do it. You can do it no matter what age you are, whether you're 20s, 80s, 70s, whatever. If you want to go somewhere and you just want to go, you don't need somebody to go with. You can do it. You can go. My friend told me, if not now, when? And she's absolutely right. If not now, when? And that's what I'm telling you. If not now, when? I also say if you don't move your feet, they're not going to move. So I hope that you take this as an inspiration to want to go somewhere and do something on your own, something that you've always wanted to do, but didn't have no one to go with and really wanted to go. So I'm showing you, I'm 63, I'm doing it. You can do it. You can. I really believe so. I hope I'm able to follow you on your journey as you are with mine. So I will be going to Spain tomorrow and posting another video to show you how things are going and hopefully give you tips on maybe learning something else through me. I'll be your guinea pig, but do it. You can do it. All right, well, peace out, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.